Hi guys, our politicians in APC and PDP are very happy as the governor of CBN extended the new Naira and old Naira policy that was supposed to end in 31st of January to 10th of February. Because of their evil mindset, watch what Rufai has to say about these guys and don't forget to share your thoughts with us.
Okay, I just hope I get the time. At first, what is this policy about? Let's go back. This policy even ought to have been done long ago to redesign the notes, to be able to take the off black money. What is black money? Money that is not going through monetary velocity, stuck in homes and everything. Monies that were destroyed, that all of you Nigerians saw in the homes of politicians that were being brought out. Some of them were destroyed. This is value that has been destroyed. And Nigerians have tons and tons of them in their homes. Why is CBN having this policy? To be able to take it out. When you take the money out and you put into the financial system, what does it do? It gives the financial system more value, more buoyancy. Most of those monies can be lent to businesses like you, small businesses, to be able to create more value, and in turn makes the system better. In everywhere in the world, the culture of putting money in the home is not a right culture. The culture of hoarding money is not a right culture, since you have a banking system that is strong. That's why when people make the argument that, oh, in the UK they gave them 2 years, I keep asking, do they store £10,000 in people's homes in the UK or they take it to the bank? And if you want to pay it in the bank, it's that people need to ask questions. Secondly, this will also address things like kidnapping. There was a story in Daily Trust the other day that some kidnappers are saying, I don't want to collect old Naira notes any longer. And we're paid to them. That's also going to check this. Because you see, what the CBN is doing is, the money they are now putting into circulation, they have control over it. They printed it, they know how much you're putting in circulation. So if anybody tries to be funny, they will know. And that's why it is easy for them to be able to trace the money. I argued when all of this started in December, that the only time you will say that, oh, there's something faulty about this policy is if inflation rate is not going down. But go and check it empirically. It's not where we want it to be, but it went down from 20.47 to 20.34. For the first time in 11 months, inflation started to come down. Some will blame it on other factors, but you cannot exonerate it from the fact that we have a sense of how we can constrict cash in this economy. What are the steering problems? They are out there. Sabotage, probably by the bankers, which also feeds into the system and the culture of corruption hitherto, and the culture of big manism that some people can just call a bank manager and say, oh, bring me XYZ and I will give you something in the end. But that is what the CBN is trying to check by extending the date. Also, the laissez-faire attitude of most Nigerians, what we call the fire brigade approach, the fact that we wait for the last minute. It's not with the currency swap we've done it. We've done it with our voters' registration sometimes. We've done it with NIN registration. And this is something we have to change. Because, you know, in growing a nation, there must be some hard decisions taken. And it might hurt a lot of people. And please, just to prepare your mind too, INEC too has extended voters card collection. So please go collect your voters card. And don't forget, there's a census coming up this year. Get ready to be counted. I think the National Orientation Agency too should do their job, because I asked the last time, what is the National Orientation Agency doing? They've dropped the ball too. In terms of sensitization and awareness and making people buy into this, that's where we ought to see the National Orientation Agency. But we've not seen a lot of that. So hard decisions must be taken for the overall benefit of everybody. Nobody wants to stifle the poor. Nobody wants to steal anybody's thunder. All we want is a financial system that we can have a clear understanding of, and we can make policies to suit. And that's why you see, when you compare yourself with America, America has a fair grasp of its financial system and cash flow. That's why when it sets up a policy to tighten the economy, it sees the knock-on effect on inflation. Here, when you put monetary measures in place, it doesn't work because there's too much cash in the hands of people. I'm happy Dr. Abati talked about India. When Modi did that, some people said, oh, the devil and the deep blue sea and all of that, blah, 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 he's a terrible person, blah, and all of that. People will talk, and I respect the agitations of people. I feel pains for the sufferings of a lot of people, which was too much. And like Ayo, petrol queues, ATM queues and all of that. And I'm happy this has been extended. But please, do not overshoot that 10 days margin. Ensure you do everything, put your cash in that 10 days margin. If you've not opened a bank account, open a bank account today. Let your money go through the financial system. You can argue and say, oh, they are digital fraud and things like that. It is not everybody it happens to. And the digital system is growing by the day. All right? One step further will be India. When India did theirs, a lot of people shouted and everything and all of that. Between 2016 and 2017, the gross tax income revenue increased by 18%. That was a clear example of the result of what India did. Revenue and taxation, why they wanted to collect black money, was the reason they put into place that law. And guess what? The gross tax revenue increased by 18% in the space of a year because of the demonetization policy that came into being by Modi. The argument will be, when we constantly do this, we're able to rein some cash in. It will be able to better our forex system. There's going to be a level of stability. Secondly, there's also going to be a certain level of, attack on that inflation. And we need to be able to reduce our inflation rate and draw that inflation because everything is already spiraling out of control. In case you missed it, just on Saturday, Modi's further downgraded Nigeria's credit ratings, which shows you that, hey, we've got problems. And how do we tackle this problem? We tackle this problem by policies. The policies might be hard pills to swallow. Don't get me wrong. And I feel your pain out there. You queued at the ATM and things never worked and you felt very dejected and you say, oh, I feel so sad to be in Nigeria. I feel your pain. But you know one thing I always say about pain. Without pain, gains do not come. And that's why in the next 10 days, let us do everything right, bank our old notes and all of that, and go through this process. But when the gains start to trickle back in our economy, we'll be able to build a solid, strong economy that Nigeria truly deserves. God bless Nigeria. God bless all of us. And peace, tranquility, and financial stability will truly come to our dear country. It is well, Nigeria.